What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for May 3rd, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. Holy shit, I forgot what fucking day it was. Really month, the whole year's just going by, wicked fast. I have no idea what fucking month it is anymore, and I'm fucking tired as hell. But we move on as we continue on with AEW Dynamite tonight. It was a very up and down show for me. We're heading into Double or Nothing. We have the Double or Nothing main event officially set now, as the Fatal 4-Way is gonna happen between the four pillars of AEW and MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy for the AEW World Championship, and I think that's going to be great. I think the entire pay-per-view of Double or Nothing is going to be fantastic. I really do. But I do have to question a lot of the booking decisions when it comes to Tony Khan and AEW, because during the entire show today, we saw the House of Black issuing an open challenge for their Trios Championship. And we haven't seen much of the House of Black since they won those Trios Championships since they won the Trios Championship against the Elite. And then the TNT Championship is a completely different story, because at the end of the day, TNT title, it doesn't really mean much right now. Wardlow's holding the championship. We're trying to figure out what Wardlow's whole partnership with Arn Anderson is. And then on top of that, we have Christian Cage going after the TNT title when he got buried by Jungle Boy not too long ago in the final burial match. And now he's going after the TNT title instead of Luchasaurus, which is what we all thought was going to happen. So there's that. And then, the women's division is getting a little bit better. This whole Outcasts and original storyline is, getting to be in better shape. Hikaru Shida returned tonight, which is very, very interesting to say the least. She is basically aligning herself with Britt Baker and Jader to take on the Outcasts, who really overlooked Shida when Saraya was originally forming the group. So, there are some plans in place that, I see the vision that Tony Khan and AEW is portraying. I really do. I definitely see what AEW is trying to do when it comes to all of this. It's just a matter of getting there. And, the fact of getting there, it's definitely a challenge. And, we're trying to get there. We're trying to do our best, trying to do our due diligence when it comes to doing the work that needs to get done in order to get there. It's definitely going to be something to look forward to at the end of the day. Trying to figure out where things are going to be aligning heading into Double or Nothing. But at the end of the day, that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be planning on trying to do the best that we can in order to cover this thing for you guys. I will be watching Double or Nothing. I will be going through the entire thing, just like normal. We're going to go through the week zone here, trying to get to Double or Nothing and actually trying to figure out what's going to be in store for us when it comes to that show. It's going to be a very interesting time as we get through to Double or Nothing, and then All In happens, and then who knows what's going to happen for AEW months down the line. But at the end of the day, that is what's going to be happening, and we're going to be doing things as normal right here on the podcast. So you guys are not going to want to miss what we have in store for you guys. We will have our Friday Night SmackDown post show on Friday, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. Also, we're just going to continue grinding and figuring out what needs to be done as we head closer, and trying to do some new things as we head to some of the biggest shows of the year, honestly. So Backlash is this Saturday, so we are going to be doing our AEW, not AEW. We'll talk AEW in a second. We will be doing our predictions for Backlash very, very soon. We will also be doing the Friday Night SmackDown post show, like I said, and then we will do our Backlash review when that show happens on that day. So stay tuned for that, and we're going to be getting through things, and it's definitely going to be a process here. So strap in. We're going to get ready, and we're going to ride the ride. So let's get that going. So guys, we're going to be talking about everything that happened on the AEW Dynamite tonight. You guys see by the title of what's going to be also happening as well. We will be talking about the record-breaking news for AEW about Allin. Tony Khan announcing that massive attendance record already for Allin that is going to be taking place very, very soon. And man, I could not be more happy about AEW and what could possibly be in store for Allin. Not a single match is announced yet, and when he legitimately made that announcement of how many tickets were sold already during the pre-sale of everything, that it's an amazing thing to see. It's history making. It's something that we, as a fan of AEW, I have been a fan of AEW since day one, right? Since their parking lot days. I've seen this company grow from legitimately being in the parking lot, at their first press conference, at what it was, going through Daly's place, going through the pandemic, trying to get through what it needed to get through in order to, bring professional wrestling to us during a very, tough time in the world of the pandemic, and now seeing what it is today, selling out arenas, doing all this kind of stuff. I never understood the, magnitude of what AEW possibly could be for the wrestling business, going through the years of its first existence, but, as it continued to go on and on and on and on and on, you realize how important just a startup company like AEW really helps a ton, of the world for professional wrestling. So seeing everything from when it started to now and the absolute growth that this company has taken, it is legitimately mind-blowing. And I could not be more happy for Tony Khan, and I could not be more happy for the crew over there in AEW, because they work their asses off to get what they need to get done for us fans. I'm sorry, my entire allergies are killing me today. But they work their asses off. And AEW, whether you like it or not, they are changing the world of pro wrestling. And honestly, at the end of the day as well, the downfall of AEW, the people that pray for the downfall of AEW, it's not going to work. You guys are going to want to stay on the frickin' ride when it comes to AEW, because they're doing amazing things. So let's talk about what Tony Khan announced today on Twitter about the pre-sale for AEW Allin in London. And man, this is a great sign, because Wembley Stadium, it seats 90,000 people. But I read this from Tony Khan's Twitter, and I quote, "Thanks to our great fans, only 32 hours into the pre-sale," and this was sent at around noon Eastern Standard Time. "Thanks to our fans, only 32 hours into the pre-sale for AEW Allin London, we've already sold over 43,000 tickets for over 4.5 million pounds or $5.7 million US before general sale has even begun. With more great seats going on sale soon, let's celebrate on Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight." And that's the end quote. Over 43,000 already in the pre-sale at noon. That is absolutely incredible. At the end of the day, I really do I really do want to, just like take the moment and say, listen, I know that there are a lot of haters when it comes to AEW. I know that Tony Khan isn't perfect. No booker is perfect. No professional wrestling company is perfect. If you try to find one, good luck, because it's not out there in the world, you know. But the fact that there's been no announcements yet, nothing, absolutely no matches have been announced yet. Nothing has even been, set in stone. Nothing has even been, considered for the show. There's not even like rumors going around like, oh my gosh, this can main event All In. Nothing. Nothing. We can speculate, and people have been speculating about what could possibly be happening. People are speculating that CM Punk is going to show up there. People are expecting that Goldberg, of all fucking people, is going to be showing up there. People think like people are speculating a lot of stuff when it comes to the show in London, but at the end of the day, the UK fans are fucking maniacs. And I mean that in, the most respect. I mean that with all due respect as much as possible. They're fucking maniacs. And I absolutely love that about them, because they know that, they're going to get a great show. That the UK is getting Money in the Bank at the O2 Arena. The UK, London, is getting a show called All In 2, at Wembley fucking Stadium with 90,000 people possibly being in attendance. AEW can't sell out this arena. Stadium, I should say. What's up, Deontay? AEW can't sell this out. AEW can't sell this out, especially when they already sold over 43,000 tickets in the freaking pre-sale. That is fucking massive. And honestly, that's already a huge win. That is already a huge win for AEW. So, to the people that think like, oh yeah, AEW is falling, AEW is going under, AEW is like, the downfall of AEW is about to happen. Take a look at that. Over $5.7 million in ticket sales already, for the event, and 43,000 tickets. I could not be more happy with this company. I really couldn't. This is great. I absolutely love it. TK. And this is coming from TK too. Okay, so the fact that, this is TK. I know there's some things going around with TK right now. It's like, oh yeah, he smokes weed every day. Listen, I love Tony Khan. Tony Khan, you can trust him when it comes to numbers, because he is a numbers guy. He's part of the freaking Jacksonville Jaguars too. So he is a very number based guy. He's a stat based guy. He knows his numbers, and everything going on with this makes the most sense. And the fact that, $5.7 million worth of tickets for 43,000 plus already for pre-sale, this is going to be AEW's WrestleMania, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. Do I want to go to London? Do I want to be a part of this event? Of course I do, but it's not going to happen. Most likely not. So I'm just going to be sitting right here in the comfort of my own home, or maybe my friend's home. It just depends on where we are during that day. And we're going to be watching the show, and it's going to be fucking fantastic. So stay tuned for All In, because this is going to be great. And I can't wait to see what happens for All In. It's going to be great, guys. Let's do it. So, let's talk about the rest of AEW Dynamite, though, because Dynamite tonight, like I said, was a very up and down show, but honestly, very good in-ring action from top to bottom. It's just some booking decisions and storytelling that I'm just like, okay, yep, all right, so we're doing this now. Okay, so we kick things off with the 8-man tag of Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Bandito, and the International Champion Orange Cassidy, taking on the JAS members of Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, Jake Hager, and Daniel Garcia. Good match. Very good match, actually. Adam Cole and Roger Strong look great. If only Bobby Fish and fucking Kyle O'Reilly were here, then we'd have the entirety of the Undisputed Era in AEW. I loved it. Seeing Adam Cole do the whole Adam Cole baby and Roger Strong doing his thing, when he was in the UE. Um, it's so good seeing Adam Cole just being in his happy element and, just having him be with Roderick Strong again. It's just an amazing sight to see. These two are fantastic together. So seeing that just made me happy. Like my heart happy, just my entire existence happy. So this was great. The JAS, they did take the loss here, which makes sense. But at the end of the day, this is a very, very good match. We saw Orange Punch on Hager from the champ, who counters Garcia into a near fall. Both men get on their feet, and Garcia chops. The Garcia chop is met with a bit of dangerous offense by Orange Cassidy. The dangerous kicks, yet the dangerous slaps too. Before he gets tagged in, and it was made by Angela Parker. Orange and Bandito dive onto the outside, and Roderick Strong makes the tag, taking Angela down before Cole gets in with a tag as well, and lowers the boom on Angela Parker and gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Cole rushes out of the ring and he attacks Jericho, who is at commentary during this entire time. And he beat him down until security arrived to break up the brawl, and that was that for that. A very chaotic opening to the show, but the match is fantastic. And honestly, bringing Adam Cole over there to attack Jericho near the commentary booth made that a lot personal, and I absolutely love that. Bringing the whole aspect of Britt Baker into this feud between Adam Cole and Jericho was a great decision made by Tony Khan, mainly because of the fact that Adam Cole had to watch Britt Baker get attacked by the Outcasts. So that brings a sense of revenge. That brings a sense of urgency when it comes to Adam Cole, and Adam Cole's going to want revenge on Chris Jericho and the entirety of the JAS for having him having to watch Britt Baker get attacked by the Outcast. So this was very good, and I can't wait to see what they do at Double or Nothing between Adam Cole and Jericho, because I said this during the beginning portions of this feud, but if you thought I was going to be able to see Adam Cole and Jericho in the ring together on my bingo card for 2023, I would kind of look at you kind of funny, But at the end of the day, this is really good, and we'll see where things go from there. Backstage, we see Renee talking to Jungle Boy and Darby Allin about their tag team match tonight. Jungle Boy says they might not like each other, but they both have the same goal, and that is to get to their spot in the main event of Double or Nothing. Darby agrees, and stating that he states that tonight is showtime. Shout out to Sting. We head to commercial break, but when we came back from commercial break, Adam Cole is being escorted out of the building, with Jericho coming out and yelling at him, only to be confronted by Britt Baker. Britt Baker slapped him and said, "Bitch, Jericho." I love Britt. We cut away from that, and we have a promo from the Blackpool Combat Club. Bryan Danielson declaring himself the best wrestler today, and if it's not him, it's one of these fellow Blackpool Combat Club members. This moves on to Moxley talking about them trying to sharpen the rest of the roster, including Kenny Omega, saying that we'll see what he's really about next week when they step inside that steel cage. So it's gonna be Moxley and Omega inside a steel cage next week on Dynamite, which is fucking incredible. I'm gonna love that. I love the way that the BCC is just being presented now. It's like a Shield type of gimmick, and I absolutely love that. If anybody knows how the Shield should be presented, it is Jon Moxley. So I absolutely love the way that they are doing things when it comes to that. Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. That's like an OG rivalry of AEW if you watched it from that time. So, like it's gonna be special inside that steel cage. So be prepared for that because that one's gonna be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I love how BCC is just being portrayed, and the promo that everybody had was great, and I can't wait for that steel cage match next week. We come back to ringside and we see Saraya and Willow Nightingale go at it. Not a bad match by any means. It's basically just setting up things when it comes to the Outcasts and the AEW Originals. Willow gets a near fall before Saraya goes back onto the attack, only for Willow to hit an inside cradle for a near fall. Saraya goes back on it and scores another near fall, but Willow gets dropped with the Death Valley driver. The Outcasts then hop onto the apron to keep the count from being made, but but Nightingale hits Ruby and pounces to drop Tony off the apron, only for Willow to get dropped by Saraya for a pin and win. So there we go. Saraya got the win. And that's it. We all thought it was going to be a very bad ending, though, for Willow Nightingale, as Saraya and the rest of the Outcasts were continuing on the attack. Only for Hikaru Shida, who we haven't seen in fucking months, shows up and looks like she's actually joining the Outcasts because she requested the spray paint and was about to spray Willow Nightingale up until Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter showed up from behind, and Shida spray painted Saraya's face, and they basically met their match as they were taken down tonight by Shida, Baker, and Jamie Hayter. So that was great, and just to add a little bit more insult to injury, Shida spray painted AEW on all three ladies' stomachs. So that was great. That was great. I had no idea what they were doing at this point in time when Shida requested the spray paint. I'm like, she's not even a WWE superstar, so I don't understand why she would join the Outcasts. And then I saw Britt and Jamie come in, and I'm like, yep, all right, I know exactly what they're doing. So this was great. We're actually getting somewhere when it comes to this, so I'm actually happy about all of this happening. And we're gonna get Britt Baker, Shida, and Jamie Hayter versus the Outcast at Double or Nothing, most likely in a 6-woman tag, and that's gonna be fine. That's fine. As long as we're continuing to progress this freaking story, I'm fine with it, man. Just get things going and actually try to figure out where we're supposed to be going. Otherwise, then the match just should not be happening. So as long as we actually use logic and as long as we actually use some common freaking sense around here, because I know some wrestling fans don't have that nowadays, but you use your noggin here, you can actually get somewhere when it comes to just making sense. Just make sense, and you're good to go when it comes to pro wrestling, man. So this is great. We saw a video package issuing an open house rules challenge for the Trios Championships for the House of Black. I already talked about this earlier on in the open. The fact that we have not seen House of Black since winning those tag team titles is atrocious, honestly. And with them issuing this open challenge for house rules, I mean, sure, cool. But just do something with them. Do something with the House of Black. The House of Black are fantastic. Why are we not seeing them? That's my issue. But at the end of the day, that we're getting this house rules open challenge for the Trios Championship. So we'll see where things go from that. We're back at ringside and we see this Tres de Mayo, the 3rd of May Trios Battle Royal is basically what this translates to. And we have 6 trios in this thing. And it's definitely, it was definitely loaded, I'm gonna read off the trios that were in this thing right now, because there was a lot. There was a lot of people in this thing. So we had El Hijo del Vikingo and the Lucha Brothers versus the Dark Order versus the Varsity Athletes versus the Powerhouse Hobbs Powerhouse Hobbs and QTV and Aaron Solo and QT Marshall, Kip Sabian, Butcher and Blade, and finally the Acclaimed with Daddy S. The winners of this actually turned out to be Daddy S and the Acclaimed. This was for nothing. I don't know what this was for. If this was for something, they didn't say it. But if this was, to my knowledge, this was not for anything. Just to showcase some of the trios action here in AEW, and that's fine. The AEW trios division is stacked, so I really do like seeing a lot of these people on Dynamite. It's just, I want it to be for something, having stakes on the line is a lot more important than people think. But the Acclaimed won this match with Billy Gunn, obviously. Last eliminating Butcher and Blade and Kip Sabian. So, which is very interesting final two. I did not think Kip Sabian, Butcher, and Blade were going to be the final two, but they were. And honestly, I mean, I like Kip. I do, and I love Butcher and Blade. Butcher and Blade are fantastic. I wish they actually got a lot more TV time than what they do. But this was very interesting, and hopefully we get to see more trios action going forward when it comes to AEW. So we're left with Kip Sabian, Butcher and Blade versus the versus Gunn and Bowens, and the numbers are definitely in the former's odds as they take down Bowens, and Butcher hits a big clothesline on Gunn. Kip and Blade help him take Gunn to his feet, sending him over the top ropes. But Gunn grabs the bottom one and stays in it. Bowens then takes Blade out, sending him over the top rope to eliminate him. But Kip and Butcher nearly eliminate Bowens instead. Gunn manages to help save Bowens and get back into the match before they hit a pair of Famousers before eliminating Butcher and Sabian at the same time, thus winning the Battle Royal for trios. And that was it. That was it, man. They ended the thing here. Acclaimed and Billy Gunn won. Just a very fun trios Battle Royal. It was just, just something for the Acclaimed to do. They won, and, it is what it is. I usually hate Battle Royals like this, but, at the end of the day, this was actually very fun. So, and I love seeing the Acclaimed. So, continue having them on TV and continue actually showing trios action on TV because it's fun. It is fun. So, I love it. Backstage, you see Renee with Sammy Guevara, who starts to address what happened last week with MJF. But Sammy calls him out for saying that, listen, there was nobody in that empty car last week. So what happened? MJF then apologizes, but he wants to talk about the main event tonight. They do for a little bit, saying that basically it's going to stay as advertised, and it'll be Sammy versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. MJF said, "Yeah," and he's gonna lay down for me like a little bitch, like a good friend, like a good friend would do. And then Sammy's like, "Wait, what the hell did you just say?" He's like, "No, he's like, listen, I got matching theme songs for tonight, bro. I got matching theme songs for us. I got you a scarf and everything. We're gonna be matching." And then they hug, and it's all good for now. So, I mean, there was that, and then we went back from commercial break, and we see backstage Kenny Omega and Don Callis, who called out Moxley ahead of their steel cage match next week. They promised that it all ends in Detroit next week. So then we have the non-title match for the TNT title. Non-title match for the TNT title. Phil. Wardlow took on some guy named Logan Lorix. I have no idea who he is. Probably an AEW dark guy. But Wardlow won very easily with the Powerbomb Symphony and got the win. After this, Wardlow then calls out Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, who arrive and answer the open challenge for the TNT title. But Cage says that he could send Luchasaurus down if he wanted to, but that's not going to happen. Especially not in Baltimore. Because the title shot doesn't belong to Luchasaurus. It belongs to Christian Cage. Now, I have a fucking problem with this. And, I have a problem with this on multiple occasions. Mainly because of the fact that the TNT title, it needs a complete fucking rework. Second off, we're trying to figure out this whole pairing between Wardlow and Arn Anderson, so that still has not technically been addressed yet. Third, Christian Cage got buried by Jungle Boy in the final burial match. Why does he get the shot? Why is he going into a feud with the TNT Championship right now? What has he done? What has he done to warrant a TNT Championship match? What has he done in order to get into a feud like this? I'm actually trying to figure this out like in a very normal way, and it's just not, clicking in my brain. If anything, we all thought it was going to be Luchasaurus versus Wardlow. And yeah, sure, I mean, that still doesn't really mean anything because we don't know what the hell the state of this TNT Championship is right now. But Christian Cage, we haven't really seen Christian Cage in championship opportunities all that often in his career in AEW. And all of a sudden he's getting into this TNT Championship feud with Wardlow. And yes, it's technically going to be starting a feud between these guys, and it's going to start some sort of story. But and yes, I know that's what I wanted. I wanted a freaking story, and I wanted some kind of feud for the championship. But I want one that makes sense. I want one that actually has some legs to it. I want one that actually, I want one that actually continues things. This means nothing to me. I love Christian, but why? I don't know. We then, after a video package with Jeff Jarrett, and I don't even want to go into the details of that one because I just don't like Jeff Jarrett, we had a match between Rickey Starks and Juice Robinson. And this was very good. This was a very good one to go through. And honestly, this was just a very fun match, So Starks, he headed to the corner to recover. But Juice hit him hard before setting up a Hurricane Rana and connects with it. Lariat by Robinson follows, but only for a near fall. Robinson that gets called for a roll-up, but Starks gets a near fall off of that one. And then Starks reverse the Juice is Loose. Great finisher name. Juice. For a spear and then a Rochambeau for the win. Rickey does not get a chance to celebrate, however, as Jay White rushes out to attack Starks from behind. But Rickey gets out of the Blade Runner attempt, only for Robinson to save White from a Rochambeau. So we're going to get Jay White versus Rickey Starks, most likely at the pay-per-view, which is fantastic. I can't wait for that, hopefully. It's very fun seeing this whole BC Gold and Starks feud going on. As we all know, I was going to say Ty Dillinger. What's his name? Sean Spears. As we all know, Sean Spears got into the mix when it came to all of that last week when he returned to Dynamite, but he wasn't there this week. So we don't know what's going to be happening. Maybe it is going to be a tag match instead of just a singles match between White and Starks, but who knows? You know, we're getting closer to Double or Nothing, so we'll be able to figure out how all of that goes when we get closer to Double or Nothing. But for right now, we will be getting, at some point down the line, we will be seeing Jay White versus Rickey Starks. That's gonna have to happen. So that's gonna be great to see. And then we'll see where things go from there. I absolutely love it. Continue giving me this thing because honestly, I love seeing Rickey Starks still on my TV. And BC Gold, man, I'm loving it, man. And I feel like it kind of just fits considering I think we're celebrating 10 years of Bullet Club, which is fantastic. So great stuff there, and it continues to do the work that it needs to do, you know. So, and then our main event, the 4 Pillars tag team match. But before that, we saw Jungle Boy and Darby Allin getting hyped up backstage for the main event. Darby leaves, and MJF intervenes with Jack Perry. And he says, listen, I don't want to fight. He's like, listen, at the end of the day, I've told you this time and time again, that you can be something in this company. You're not world champion material, and that's fine. But I'm promising you a chance of a lifetime right now to be in the main event if you just turn on your tag team partner tonight. And we'll make this a triple threat, right? Jungle Boy says, listen, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a world champion. And I'm going to do it, you know, with actual class instead of somebody like you who doesn't even know what class is. Darby then comes back into the room, unaware of anything that happened between these two. And there's some dissension that's forming between Darby Allin and Jungle Boy before the main event. So you knew something was going to go down. In this main event, something was going to go down. I knew that we were going to get the Fatal 4-Way in the end, but something was going to go down. And I'm glad... I'm glad this whole thing kind of went in the way it did because, man, this Fatal 4-Way is going to be something special. I can't freaking wait. So, MJF is frustrated as Sammy Guevara encounters him, encourages him on the outside before the tag is made. Sammy hits a senton. MJF makes a blind tag and goes for a cover, but he only gets a near fall. They argue for a moment before Sammy ultimately blind tags himself into the match, and he gets a near fall, and this time before the pair starts arguing back and forth as they were trying to say, listen, we're trying to win this thing here, so let's actually fucking work together. So MJF next day, and then Sammy drop kicked. He dropped the champion with a super kick. Sammy got rolled up, but he was able to kick out. And Darby got the blind tag on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy didn't realize this, and he was going for a cover again. But a coffin drop out of nowhere happens from Darby Allin. Jungle Boy somehow moved out of the way. He hit Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin pins Sammy for the win. And Jungle Boy and Darby Allin were staring at each other as the pin was going down. Jungle Boy was like, "You son of a bitch! You tried to hit me," and like they're mouthing at each other back and forth. And as all this was going on, MJF was down and out on the outside, but he was still seeing all this happen, you know. So he saw all this happen. He saw basically life flash before his eyes as he saw the graphic of the Fatal 4-Way being official. It is Jungle Boy, it is Darby Allin, it is Sammy Guevara, it is MJF for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing in the Fatal 4-Way between the four pillars of AEW. And we saw this happen, and once we saw the graphic, that's when the show goes off the air, and we're good to go, man. The four pillars Fatal 4-Way is set, and that's your main event for Double or Nothing. And honestly, that's your entire show for AEW. I know this is a very short one, and I get that. It's these shows are very nice and concise, and it's easy to get through when it comes to a review by yourself, just going through the motions of the show. It wasn't a bad show by any means, but if you had to miss this show, nothing much totally happened other than the main event. We're trying. They're trying to go through the motions of getting to Double or Nothing, and you can see that in ways, but you can also see where the motions are being taken place. You can see the vision of what Tony Khan is trying to do. You can see the vision of what Tony Khan is going to do moving forward as we go through the months, heading into Double or Nothing, heading into All Out, heading into Allin in London. You can see the vision and the plans being set right before you to your very eyes. It's just going to take a bit to get there. And people are going to have to realize that at the end of the day, Tony Khan books the way that he wants to book. And it's going to be either a slow burn or it's going to be right there, right in front of your faces. You know exactly what's about to happen. So I'm in it for the ride, man. I'm in it for Double or Nothing. I'm in it for Allin in London. I'm in it for All Out. It's just a matter of time to figure things out as we head closer to those shows in the next coming months for the summer of 2023, man. The summer of 2023 for AEW is going to be big. It is going to be big, and you guys are not going to want to miss it, but it's just a matter of, all right, what does TK have planned? Because TK, he might have some stuff heading into the future, but we have no idea what's in store. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you view AEW and trying to figure things out when it comes to TK. Because nobody can really figure out TK. It's just a matter of, all right, where the fuck are we going? But at the end of the day, man, that's your AEW Dynamite for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed what you guys heard tonight. How psyched are you for Allin, man? Over 43,000 tickets sold already during the pre-sale. Within the first 32 hours. That's fucking insane, and I already talked about it at the top. So if you guys want to see, hear me talk about that, that's at the top of the show. So go check that out. Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I missed all of that during the intro, but I was talking about the ticket sales for Allin. So subscribe to the channel, like the video if you haven't already. Turn on the bell for all notifications, and thank you to our sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an application you can get on your phone, and you know you're getting the best deal when you use SeatGeek based on their ticket prices. They get ticket prices from all over, ticketing pricing apps, and they're getting you the best deal that you possibly can. So green means good, red means bad. Obviously, you want to go for the green because that means it's a great deal. And if you use SeatGeek and you go to the promo code at checkout, use the code OTB, you get $20 off, and that is a huge deal. $20 off. That's big. That is very big. So, that's great. And you guys should use SeatGeek and use OTB at checkout for $20 off, and save yourself some money. Also, go get the merchandise. Merchandise for OTB, my link, and Loft's link are down in the description below. And follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description, plus my Twitter and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_, so you guys can chat with me during the show, and it's a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on the AEW Dynamite post show. We'll see you on Friday for the Friday Night SmackDown post show. Without further ado, guys, we'll talk to you on Friday. Have a good night. Stay safe. God bless. And peace.